So this morning I was in the book of Exodus today, and the Israelites, they were enslaved in Egypt, but they wanted their freedom, but always prayed for it, but there was action also that needed to be taken in this situation. You know, when they prayed to be delivered from Egypt, but the freedom required them to leave Egypt, you know. And a lot of us, we pray for change, but at times don't want to do what's necessarily to require it, what's needed to require it, you know, because we're afraid to leave what's comfortable. You know, when Israel was in captivity, and comparing it to when they were wandering in the wilderness, they preferred the captivity. You know, they had the attitude of, well, at least I had some kind of shelter, or I had this back in Egypt, or I had that back in Egypt, you know. But during that time, they begged for the freedom, prayed for the freedom, but wasn't prepared to do what was required of them to access the freedom. Because they didn't have to wander in the wilderness all for as long as they did. What slowed them up was the complaining, you know. Very seldom there was praise to God from delivering them from the situation, you know. And even got to Moses. They sick at Moses, got him angered with the people of Israel, you know. But anyway, you have to remember your promised land may require a difficult decision to make. You know, we spoke about this earlier. You know, you may be prompted to move to a new land, but in your mind you're thinking, you know, this is something I plan to do somewhere long down the line in my life, not right now, because I have this going, I'm doing this, I'm working towards that, you know. Or you may look at it as, this is not even in my budget, I can't even see that happening, you know. But we all know God makes a way, you know. And if you feel the urgency to move but don't know how to get started, you know, because it is a huge process, it is a big decision. But if you come to the point in your life where you are ready to make that decision, and if you still just contemplating that decision, just don't know how to get started, join us this Saturday afternoon on moveToKenya.org at noon Eastern time. You know? And maybe we can get you the knowledge and in contact with people who can help you, because we've gone through it, we've seen who we can trust, we talk to people who we can trust, and we developed that network now that we are ready to look towards and help others, you know, start their new life, you know. It may not even be coming here to Kenya, it may be moving abroad, and just have that general information of what's needed, what you have to have ready, you know. So tune in Saturday at noon. Check us out at moveToKenya.org. I hope to see you there. Okay? Bye.